Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'll be focusing on cuticle application. I did have a lot of requests for this, so that would be right around here, and I'm going to be showing y'all how I do that. For this demo, I will be working with my Cover Earth by Young Nails. This is actually a super cute nude. It's on the darker end, but it's super pretty, so I'll be working with that. And for my monomer, as usual, I'll be using me a Secret. So let's go ahead and get started. As usual, we want to make sure there's no bubbles in our brush, so you want to soak in and make sure your brush is nice and wet. For the first demo, I'm going to go ahead and be doing 2 beads. So I will be placing the first one right where the tip starts and then just drag that down. And then for the second bead, I'll be placing it up near the cuticle, push up into the cuticle and drag down to meet the first bead. So here I am, just making sure I have enough but not too much liquid in my brush, and then I pick up my first bead. It's not too runny, but it's not hard either, so we go ahead and place that down right where the tip begins, and we're ready to start spreading that and dragging it down. You slowly want to start patting the acrylic. Don't paint, because you will be getting rid of most of your acrylic, and that will result in you having to add more and more acrylic. So you just want to pat down and slowly start to drag it down. Make sure to keep your brush nice and wet. So once your acrylic has made it to the end and covered all corners, you can go ahead and remove the excess. I like to do it with my thumb. You can do it with your brush as well. Just as long as you remove it in time before it dries up, you're good. Now that we have the first bead down, we want to go ahead and do the second one. So you put your brush back in the liquid, dry from one side only, and then dip into your powder. There is my second bead. We want to make sure there's no leftover dry particles, so you want to place that down right below the cuticle. Clean your brush a bit if you need to, and then push that bead up into the cuticle as far as you need it to go. So now that you've filled in the cuticle area, you're ready to start dragging down that bead. Make sure on both edges it covers all of the natural nail and it meets the start of the first bead. So you kind of just want to keep wetting your brush as needed and keep brushing down with the belly of your brush. I don't work with 2 beads for this reason. If you guys can see, there is a line, you can say, where the 2 beads meet. So right around there, you can see the start of one bead and the end of the other. So what I'll have to do is add one small bead that's in a linear form, place it right where that dent is, and then I'll just have to feather it up and then feather it down, only to blend in that dent that I had where the 2 beads meet. So you want to just keep feathering up and down as needed until you see that the surface looks pretty smooth. I'm satisfied with my final product, and so I think that's where I'll leave it. Once again, this was the application using 2 beads, and we'll move on to using 1 bead. Once again, on this fingernail, I will be showing you guys how I do my 1 bead application, and I'll focus on showing what I do around the cuticle. In order to pick up 1 bead, you obviously do need a brush that's a bit more wet. So you want to leave more liquid, dip that into your powder, pick up, make sure there's no dry particles, and you're ready to set that down. So do it just below the cuticle, and then you want to push up into the cuticle. So you want to keep wetting your brush as needed, but remember, just push up into the cuticle as far back as you need to. And then you're ready to flatten that bead out and start dragging down. Remember to always work with the belly of your brush. This will definitely make it easier for you to start dragging down and perfectly do an application. As you can see, I also keep brushing along the sides of the nail. This is in order to secure your shape, so you want to make sure the acrylic doesn't run off to the side and change your shape. This is also an important step once you're dragging down your bead. Once I drag it all the way down, I'm ready to remove the excess, and that's it. That's how I do my one bead application. So here I'm just removing a small bead of acrylic that I saw went under the nail. But that's it, ladies. As you can see, the cuticle is nice and flush. That is how I do my application using both 2 beads and 1 bead. I hope you all found this video helpful, and I'll see y'all on my next video. Thank you. If you did find this helpful, it would mean the world to me if you can leave a like, a comment, or even subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.